Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Always so happy to find you here. I do upload on Mondays and Thursdays. So when you subscribe, you will receive a notification when I have uploaded new content for your view. And of course, my pleasure. And it is my pleasure. I'll bring a friend with you next time. And also just share this video with them, particularly if they are looking for a job, have interviewed for a job, and was not hired based on the word fit, which is the topic of this video. So I've never liked the word fit as a disclaimer or not even disclaimer, that wouldn't be the right word, as the reason why you were not hired for a position. I've never liked it. It always had the undertone of favoritism or discrimination or some type of hidden agenda. I've never used it, and I've never liked it. Having said that, many employers are choosing to not use that as why a person is not hired. And the transparency as to the entire hiring process along the way, from what I call from cradle to grave, beginning to end, all steps, are becoming more transparent, because before, in times past, and even somewhat recent, recent in the last 8 to 10 years, so that's not really recent, but in a non-changing environment, such as a practice of onboarding and hiring a person, I guess that is not so long ago. But having said that, in times past, the applicant was informed of the process and where they were in the process. And it was almost as if, don't call us, we'll call you. And even sometimes in the ad placement, now we even place ads differently, but back in the day, when you took out a paper, or you were referred, or you didn't use everything so digitized, I'd say, it was almost as if, don't dare call them. Your calling was viewed as, oh, this person is very proactive. But if you call too much, this person is too aggressive. So the hope now for nowadays is to be as transparent to the process along the way, where you are in that process. If you got eliminated, why you got eliminated, and what those reasons are, instead of the word fit. So I would say to anyone that is seeking a position, particularly if it's one where I would call a career building position, it is going to enhance your career, it's going to elevate your career. Not that any other job is less important, but those types of careers, those types of positions for career enhancement, I call it, are critical and rare. They don't come all the time. So you want to be able to cast your net wide and cast your net to the point to where you are the catch itself. Having said that, my recommendation is this: 1, 2, 3 things. One, if you're not selected as the finalist, find out why. Ask questions why. If they just say, we chose another candidate, you can say, can you tell me what that candidate offered that I didn't? So that as I proceed in acquiring this position elsewhere, I'll know what better to offer. When you do that, you're letting the employer know you invest in yourself enough to prepare for the next go round even better, because in your mind, you will ultimately acquire this position, just not with them. And you don't have to say it, but let it be their loss. Because When such a person asks these questions, the employer then gets what I call like a dog alert. They get alerted. They go, oh, who did we just let go? I often mirror this. Now, this is me talking. I see this all the time. I see these types all the time. So this is me talking. I often mirror it to the one that got away in a relationship, or the one you didn't pursue enough to stay, or stupidly sent away. It's almost like second guessing what you did. Oh my God, did we do the right thing? Especially if both candidates were really close and the one you didn't choose came back with those types of inquiries. That demonstrates the person is highly invested in themselves. The person is probably more together than you gave them credit. And so it makes you go, what did I just do? Often, once another candidate is chosen, even if it's one of those career enhancement positions, that candidate you just let go of, or the candidate you just passed on, probably would not come back to you. Because if they're really worth their genre of work, they are now showing you what you lost. No? This is strategy. This, at that level of the game, at that level of the game, this is strategy. They are saying to you, I gave you my best. I was interested in your company. I researched you. I interviewed well. I presented well. I gave you great references. If there was an assessment, they probably assessed well. And you still chose someone else. That is a hit to that person's pride and ego, even if it's in balance. Even if the pride, listen, I often hear resistance when I have this conversations with other people, so I shouldn't assume you're resisting too as my viewer. But I've had it enough to say I need you to listen. The ego is necessary to give us the confidence we wouldn't otherwise have. But that same ego needs to be in check. So having said that, when it is tapped after it has righteously given its best, it is also insulted. So it's saying to you now, after all of that, I don't think I want you. Now, often the person will go away to a competitor of yours. And if they happen to circle back to you, how lucky you are, employer, to have them back. I say that to say this. When I see a candidate and they ask questions about fit, there's never really a good answer. And that's why I don't like fit, because it looks like favoritism. Why did you choose that other person? Especially if they're completely sharp. I often mirror it to dating. When you first date someone, you present yourself the best way, you find out things about that person, you don't over ask questions because that makes you seem invasive, and you don't under ask questions because that makes you appear disinterested. You touch them at the right time. If they're receptive, they've invited you to touch them a little bit more, and a little pats here and there. It's all of that. And as you get to know that person, what makes them laugh, when you contact with, how you get excited when they call, how they responded to, as a woman, how they responded to a perfume you're wearing, you go, oh, I know the type of perfumes that seem to get him excited. And you do that. And they still bypass on you or don't lock it in. You absolutely, now the ego gets involved and goes, no, just like this job, I presented myself well for you. That's how it goes. So why wasn't I a good fit for you? I said everything right. I showed interest in you. I even told you that. All of that. It's the same with the job. It's the same with you're riding on a delicate, you're riding almost like a surfboard. You're right. You can't fall off. You don't want to fall off, knowing that the longer you're out there, you might fall off. But the thing is to make sure that the person knows that you have every qualification for that position, or you have every qualification to love them in the dating part. Everything. You have everything that person would have desired. So if they let you go or bypass on you in a job or in a relationship, let them have the loss. Because how great it is to have lost all that you represent. So let your life be a bed of roses without them. Okay? And I love you. Don't settle for the word fit. Ask questions. Because fit for me also is click. Why do they fit better? Because you have the same alma mater. Why do you fit better? Because you grew up in the same zip code. Why does it fit better? Because you have the same Glee Club members. Why does it fit better? Because you know your dad went to school with their all that has nothing to do with ability to do the job and perform at a high peak. This is these subliminal what because they're your best friend, because you have the same brownie club. All of this is nonsense. A job is a life provider. So when you do that, I got back into the subject. When you do that, always ask the questions as to why. Accept that and move on. And enjoy the loss that they're having to contend with. And let it be. I love you. If you've gotten this far, please click subscribe. Bring a friend with you next time. And also forward this to them. Have a great week. Bye. Know your value. That's what it is. That's what know your value.